All right, greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome to the Crypto Truth, where I give you the truth as I see it. It has been a busy month for me. Um, I've started making a lot of videos on my other channel, and I'm going to be making a whole lot of videos for that channel. For the crypto, in the crypto space, for this channel, I'm going to continue talking about Holochain and many other crypto projects every once in a while. And I note every once in a while because I don't really talk about other crypto projects that much anymore. But a couple of things I wanted to bring up because I've been seeing it in the crypto space. First and foremost, look at what's happening in the crypto space. I am not going to reiterate this. Those of you guys on my channel, you already know what the deal is. You already know what the game is. You've already done your own research. You already know what's going on between Binance and FTX and all this other stuff. I'm not getting into that stuff. I don't get into the regular news that bam, slapped in your face or pushed in your face by everybody else. Everyone's, I feel bad. No, I don't feel bad. It sucks for those who lost a lot of money playing this whole Bitcoin game and I'm trading and all this stuff. Look, these crypto projects haven't even matured yet. A lot of them, the way they function have not matured. So there's going to be a lot of volatility and there's a lot of misinformation out there and a lot of uneducated people, especially in the crypto space. And we're going to continue to get all these new people. And then the people who have been in for a long time, especially the people who look at we feel like it's going to go up and down and the head, knees and shoulders and caps and, of what's happening. I don't read charts. All I know is that if you're not investing in solid projects, you probably are not going to be a very happy person in the crypto space for a long time. That's just the truth of the matter, because anything can happen, as we saw this week. Now, to jump into Holochain. First and foremost, I want to talk about a couple of things. The first thing I want to talk about is, everyone's talking about clutter. So, I think this is a cool little project that they're doing. Arthur Brock has, if you guys are on Twitter, and by the way, there's a lot of information on Twitter. I know that there's a lot of trolls out there, but there's a lot of information where you can get really, really quick on Twitter. And Arthur Brock has responded to some guy. He had 3 questions and he was like, all of crypto space is answering, want to know these questions. I'm like, I didn't want to know it, but I guess other people did. I'm not, how should I say this? Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I try to ask very intelligent questions or very deep questions or concerning questions at, especially when the Holo organization hold their AMAs. Not one question has been answered. This guy asked 3 questions that honestly is elementary questions and it doesn't even matter. But Arthur Brock pops in and answers these 3 questions. I appreciate that the Holo organization has been very active lately, especially on Twitter. Mary Camacho, now Arthur Brock, I'm starting to see them start to have tweets and responses and to clarify certain things. But there are some really deep stuff that needs to be clarified. And it's not like I'm trying to, for some of you guys in the religious world, it's not like I'm a Pharisee or Sadducee. I'm not like that. I'm just trying to get clarification. And that's one of the things that still kind of concerns me about the Holo organization. Although I have been impressed about what's been happening lately. I have been impressed by how they've been doing things. We'll see how they grow. We'll see how they grow as an organization. We'll see how they communicate. There's going to be a whole lot of things. I'm going to get in that. I'm going to get into that in a second, but there's going to be a whole lot of things in which we're going to be able to see how they develop and how they grow, right? I think for me, this is the fun part of watching different organizations and how they adjust to what's happening in their space or in their realm. Anyway, so Clutter. Clutter is pretty cool. I downloaded the I got the little address and did a Clutter profile name and tested it out, and it was pretty cool, you know. And then Arthur Brock explained exactly how much, like I think it was done in like 80 man hours or something like that. That's crazy, especially for the fact that how much it can. I think he said it was running on like 60 Holo ports. And by the way, please, by all means, correct me if I say anything wrong, and or go onto Twitter and see for yourself. But he was like, it was 60 Holo ports, and one of the devs was doing it and stuff like that. So I think it's pretty cool. It obviously is like, it's not like this glorified, it's not like exactly like Twitter or better than Twitter, but at 80%, at 80 man hours, and what it has done, and the fact that it's running on Holo ports and it's only running on 60 Holo ports, that tells me a couple of things. Number one, that tells me that when they start beta, they're going to need Holo ports on. And I don't know when they're going to start doing this. And again, this is one of the things that I'm not concerned about, but I'm interested in seeing how they handle this, because they're going to need a lot of Holo ports for different projects to really work as far as Holo hosting is concerned. So it's going to be very, very interesting. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with these Holo ports, or how they're going to have it. But right now, they're still in their alpha. We're not in beta yet, and we're not. They're probably going to hopefully tell those who have Holo ports to turn on their Holo ports, get them all set up, start looking at their numbers, so that we can find out, they can find out, okay, can I do this? Can I not do this? And start running so we can get some hard crunch numbers. So I think that's very interesting. I think that's exciting. We'll see exactly what happens with that, but I think that Clutter is pretty cool. You guys can look me up on there. I think I'm Chris. So I mean, there's not too many people on there. It wasn't supposed to be. It's not like a mainstream thing. Arthur Brock said it was just just some people to come in and test it out and stuff like that. And I think for the amount of hours and the amount of attention that it has received as far as developing, I think it's doing a very great job. It's awesome as far as the man hours. So, and when it comes to developing things and creating apps and haps and daps and whatever you want to call it, these things take time. And for it to operate the way it is, I think that's pretty cool, especially on the Holo ports. My other thing is that it's shown me that what's going to happen with the big organizations, right? Like the ones, Red Grid and a couple of others, that they're going to be depending on Holochain. They're going to be depending on Holo, the Holo ports, to really do well. And I'm guessing, because they are going to be powered or run by Holochain. Obviously, Holochain can be on the the regular internet. Doesn't have to be hosted by Holo ports. But we're really going to see how all of this develops in the future. So I'm excited about that. Kudos to, again, I'm going to give props to the organization, Arthur Brock and Mary Camacho. They seem to be very vocal lately. I don't know exactly what's going on. I don't know when they're going to have their AMA. I do realize that it's the holidays now. According to history, when it comes to holidays, they're not working. So I'm not expecting beta. If it happens soon, that's fine. I'm not expecting beta. I don't even want to give a timeline anymore, because every single time I've given a timeline, I've been wrong. But before, I've given timelines when the roadmap wasn't updated and stuff like that, and we were confused on exactly what's going on. But now we have some clarification exactly of how that's going on. We have a roadmap, so whenever it ticks on to beta, and we all know that it's not going to go in beta, and I'd be surprised if it does go on beta. Holo hosting, that is. I'd be surprised if Holo hosting Holo goes on beta anytime soon, because we're first going to hear about the Holo ports jumping online. So that's the first thing. As far as Holochain is concerned, I don't know when I don't know when the Holochain beta is going to happen. Hands up in the air for that. I know many of you guys are excited, as you should be. There's a lot of murmurs going on, stuff like that. Now, let's talk about the crypto market. What? So we see here that Bitcoin and Ethereum and like a lot of projects, they're like just taking this massive, like everything is just dumping. And if you've been following my channel, I've been saying this for a while now. It's not going to get any, it's not going to get any better. I will say that last year around November, December timeframe, I was still in hopes that that we will have a mega bull run, because we still haven't had that mega bull run yet. We had a run, right, when Bitcoin went like 65,000. That's not a mega bull run. We know when a mega bull run happens. It has happened before, but due to economic situations, and it's kind of understandable as far as fiat currency is concerned, as far as what people are dealing with in the world. A lot of people are hurting. They're not trying to get into cryptocurrency. They're not trying to get into the stock market. They're not trying to invest in all of these, silver and gold and stuff like that. Commodities are the things that is going to take off, probably. I'm assuming, but it's not looking good, and people are really hurting. People are trying to survive. So I'm not upset with what's happening in the crypto space. Most people who are in the crypto space and the guys who are playing games with their money and stuff like that, they have a whole lot of money. So I mean, like, I don't know. I haven't increased my hot bag in a long time because I don't make extra money. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So the crypto space has been struggling a little bit. We'll see how it goes. Everybody, as you guys know, that there's going to be a whole lot of crypto deniers out there. Oh, crypto is trash, and and all this. And then there's going to be people to say, oh, well, this is time to dip, and then this is to buy the dip and stuff like that. Everyone's literally treating cryptocurrency like the stock market, and that's a problem. So once we get away from that, once we get away from a lot of these projects actually having real utility and creating having some kind of value, functional value, we will see that things are going to be okay. But again, a lot of people out there, if you haven't done your own research, look, I can't help you. I just try to tell people, hey, make sure you do your own research, okay? Look it up. In my other channel, I'm kind of discussing, talking about things about what the truth is. Obviously, I named my channel The Crypto Truth, where I give you the truth as I see it, and that's the truth as I see it, right? That's through my own personal optics, my eyes. So I want you guys to understand that the crypto space is what it is. If you're not educated on the crypto space, or if you don't understand, I had a buddy call me. I hadn't talked to him in a while, and he was like, "Oh yeah, excuse me. Oh, it feels weird, man. I had my necklace in my thing. It feels weird. It's usually out, so it felt weird on my chest. I'm not really. I'm one of those people. I don't like anything attached to my skin like that. But anyway, side story. Anyway, my buddy, he called me and he's like telling me about, we hadn't talked in a while. He's like telling me, hey, how's it going and stuff like that. And he's in a political, I'm not going to talk about it, but he has his own political thing, part of a political group. And we had a nice long conversation and stuff like that. He's very active. And he said one of the people was like, yeah, let me give you some crypto. So he was like, yeah, okay. So he was all happy and excited. And he's like, yeah, they pay for it in Monero. And he's like, I'm like, really? Oh, man. He's like, oh, well, what's the matter with Monero? Like, what's going on? Like, all this kind of stuff. Now, this is the same buddy. Now, I remember my conversations. Apparently, a lot of people, especially when they're wrong or when they're not educated or when they don't know something, they just start spitting off at the mouth of stuff that they don't know, that they're uneducated over, or at least they don't say it up in the beginning. So when I was talking to him about Bitcoin, this was a while back. Now he makes makes way more money than me. He's he has this thing going on in his life. But he was like, yeah, so what's up with Monero and stuff like that? This is the same guy that told me that, oh, I'm not touching Bitcoin. I'm not touching cryptocurrencies. Look at what China's doing. China, at the time, is banning Bitcoin. Now, this is before they even banned the miners, so this is, that this is a while ago. And he was like, now all of a sudden, oh, wow, this is cool. And I was able to transact and receive Monero and stuff like that. This is what I'm talking about, people. Like, you have to be able to see in the future. You have to not see in the future, but you have to be able to tell where things are going. But most importantly, as I always say, you gotta be able to do your own research, people. You have to. You can't wait. You can't wait until it's in your lap. You can't wait until Holochain is like the best thing ever and Holo Fuel and everything is out. And then you're like, oh, I want to be a part of this program. No, you got to do your own research and then jump in. You get in early. That's what it's about. Then you can grow along with the company or the organization. But if you're one of those people that are like, well, you're so skeptical, but and I can't stand people like this. I know I'm jumping all over the place, but I gotta say this. I cannot stand I can't stand people who want to argue with you or have a disagreement with you or tell you you're wrong, and they cannot come with a logical explanation of why. They just say, oh, you're wrong. Just like my buddy, great guy. Me and him are cool with each other. He's an extremely political guy. I'm not into politics and stuff like that. But the point is that, oh, now you want to get in. Now that, oh, somebody that is part of a bigger program or seems to be more educated or part of this organization, and they're wearing a suit and tie or they're doing certain things and they're able to transact and you're able to receive their money. Oh, but your buddy who hardly makes any kind of money or anything else in between, just surviving. But I consider myself a fairly educated guy. But when the information spews out of my mouth, it's like, oh no, you don't know what you're talking about. What the hell? So at the end of the day, people just don't know who to trust. They don't know. They look at me. I know this. You guys know this. It is true, and I don't care. But people look at the channel and they be like, "Oh man, I'm not listening to that guy. Look at how he's dressed." But they'll go and they'll listen to people who have suit and ties on and everything else in between, and look how that's worked out for them. You shouldn't look at people and then decide whether they know information or not. I've had this conversation. I've been on this. You guys know I've been on this train before. But just because somebody's rich, just because somebody's a billionaire, just because somebody's dressed a certain way or looks a certain way or talks a certain way, does not mean that they don't have any intellect in which they can process information. We all process information differently, and it's the people who are able to process information that they receive on the outside world, adjust themselves, adapt to what's happening, and so that they can move forward and so that they can take care of their family in this crazy world, because that's what has to happen. So, going back to doing research, it's important. I cannot stand people who want to argue with me or tell me I'm wrong or without having any kind or don't even want to do that in the first place. Well, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to discuss anything with you. Well, it's okay to have a healthy discussion. If you're going to tell me, I'm one of those people, if you're going to tell me that I'm wrong, please tell me exactly how I'm wrong. I'm cool. And then I'm going to give you my thought process, and then you might say, oh, well, you know what, you're kind of wrong on your thought process, or I disagree with your thought process. But when you say that, you say point A, point B, point C, point D, point E, point F. You tell me exactly where I'm off, and then we can that's how we all navigate to get to a core where we agree, and then we can move on from there. But fundamentally, we all have different types of mindsets of what we're doing, and that's why it's so difficult for me. It's difficult for a lot of people, especially people like myself, who understand the process, who understand processes, but I can't communicate. Like, I'm not this great oral speaker. I'm not, like this big, huge tech guy where I can break down everything. No, I'm not like that. But what I can do is I have listened, I have done my own research, and then I can tell you, hey, this is what I found, or this is what I think is going to happen. And a lot of times, people discredit your intelligence because you don't talk the way they do, say big words the way they do, and everything else in between. It just amazes me. I remember, and I know I'm ranting, and this is actually going to be a shorter video than usual, so I'm going to go ahead and rant because I'm already about done. But let me go ahead and rant just a little bit. As starting from a little kid, I was one of those kids that I just didn't get a lot of stuff. I did not process information the same. I had to ask like 3, 4, 5 times exactly how the math problem would work in algebra. My teacher actually got frustrated because she was like, he's asking too many questions in class. I got to move forward. So my mind, like, it was like I couldn't understand how things work. When I was in elementary school, I was one of those kids, again, that was middle school. This is elementary school. I distinctly remember, I raised my hand because I was not familiar with the term. And I said, teacher, am I male or female? Because it said male or female because you were filling out stuff. And the whole class laughed at me. I didn't know. I didn't grow up with that terminology. And so as I grew up, as I started going to school and as I started going to college and different things like that, the way my brain works, I don't care about big words. I'm not trying to confuse anybody. I want things to be simple. So all of these big words, and I remember I was a server one time and I used a word and she was like, oh, I didn't know that you, I didn't think that you would even say a word like that. That was just a very educated word. What? People, we are concentrating on the wrong things. What is your thought process? How do you break down information? Again, the energy that you use, I'm not going to use so much energy with all of this nomenclature and long words just so I can feel like I'm more intelligent than somebody else. And yes, I will tell you that people do pay attention. I do understand people will pay attention to that. Oh man, look at how he talks. All the words are simple. A, E, I, O, U. Like, man, all the vowels. And he only has 2-syllable words in his conversation. Can you use anything more than 4-syllable words or less than 4-syllable words? Like, all this. Look, we are all concentrating on the wrong things, and the right things that we need to concentrate on is we need to concentrate on life. We need to concentrate on how we can make things efficient. Because the last time I checked, if you look at how the government works, if you look at how the world works, if you look at how all these countries are these governments that's in charge of these citizens, if you look at what's going on within the atmosphere, you can clearly see it doesn't matter how many long words that people know, it's not working. Maybe people should start shortening up some words and start making things simple instead of complicating everything. Okay. I'm off my soapbox. Anyway, I'm happy about what's happening as far as what's happening with Holochain. I'm happy with the way the organization is running. As you guys know, I'm a very critical person. I do understand that in order for this company to grow, look, they got a lot of growing to do. And this is very, very true from a business perspective. And I know a lot of you guys don't want to hear that, but the Holo organization is a business. Okay. I need you guys to understand that. All right. So, or how should I say? All businesses do not have the same formation or the same functionality. All of them do not have the same game plan. Okay, so they're all a little bit different on what their intentions are and what they're trying to do. But I need you guys to understand that just pay attention. Just do your own research and you'll be just fine. Maybe. We all don't know what the future is. We all don't know what's going to happen. We understand the here and now, but really, people, let's get it together. So for many of you guys out there, I don't know if you know, but a lot of times I see some of you guys comments on a lot of crypto channels and stuff like that, and I see them. Why? Because I know. I look at a lot of my own, like, oh yeah, he's my subscriber. That's a subscriber. That's my subscriber. Why? Because I'm trying to get information. I don't care how many. I don't look at their subscribers and be like, oh, that dude only have 100 subscribers. He don't know what the hell he talking about. No, there's information that can be dug up. There's information that can be told, and it's up to me to use. It's up to me to discern what kind of information that I'm going to hold and what kind of information I'm going to use in my own personal life or something that I can learn from. It doesn't matter how many subscribers they have. So I am seeing that there's a lot of people, these YouTubers out here that have great sound bites. But at the end of the day, y'all see what's happening in crypto space? This is why I stopped the daily stuff about, oh, well, such and such is 40% and going up. It's just, it's just going up and down. The crypto space is going up and down. Nothing, look at the landscape. Nothing has changed in the last, what, 2-3 years? It's all the same. Maybe some advances. There definitely have been some advances with the SEC, but really, we still don't have any regulation in the United States of America. Exchanges are still shutting down because people are taking up a whole lot of money. They've been doing that since the beginning. Come on, man. You guys got to shape up. Do your own research. Take care of your assets. Take care of yourselves, okay? Anyway, I'm going to go out with that. Again, as I always say, do your own research, do your own research, do your own research. And last but not least, above all else in this wonderful world, please, it is definitely getting crazy out there. Stay safe out there, okay? Bye, you guys.